Howdy ho, guys and gals. We got something really new and interesting, and that is Tekton is coming out with not only a new tool, but a new way of doing things over there that I think is pretty exciting, especially for those of you who want to see more made in the USA tools. All right, Tekton is one of the few ones that's really trying to break out of the box and come up with new manufacturing techniques. So what we have here is we have a service wrench set. All right, this is an entire set. Let me show you the whole thing. There you go. It's 13 pieces, 3/4 to 1.5 inch. These are very specialty kind of tools, which kind of goes into the manufacturing process that's being used. They're good looking tools. They're thinner than a standard wrench. There's a specific use case, and we're going to talk about those here in just a minute, just to give you an idea on the size on this. But you're looking at $275. Now, don't just click away just yet. Yes, these are probably more intended for professionals, but just understanding the process of what's going on here, what Tekton's trying to do, perhaps could expand into other areas and could be really interesting. So even if you can't use this, maybe listen to it, maybe recommend this video to somebody who maybe could use it, because I really want to support any kind of business, especially smaller businesses, trying to change the paradigm, to use an overused statement there. But really, I mean, it is. They're trying to change the way things get done. So here's what's happening. Basically, it's a prototype that they're wanting to field test. And what they do is they're selling, I should go back here and show it. There's limited to 100 sets with this setup. So what's going to happen is they want you to give them their feedback. So you have to purchase one of the prototype sets, use it, and put them to test in real-life applications for about 4 weeks. Then they're going to send you a survey by email to collect your feedback, your experience, what your thoughts are, what you thought, what you liked, what you didn't like, how they performed. Just kind of, hey, how'd they do? And this is going to help them with future iterations and stuff like that. And then for all the feedback forms that we deem to be filled out in good faith, we will award $100 in rewards. The 3 most helpful forms will receive an additional $400. No word as to what they feel is going to qualify as helpful. But my guess is if you got a full-time person using these in the way that they're meant to, and you give them a lot of really good feedback, you got a good shot at it, okay? I mean, think about it. There's only 100 people who are going to be getting these. So let's take a quick look at what you're getting. You're getting a service wrench. Now, I always heard these called engineer's wrenches, and they actually do mention that here. It's a short-handled wrench, almost what they're often referred to as spanners, even over here sometimes. They're well suited for lower torque applications. That's important here. You got an angled open end, very thin profile. It's kind of a black oxide kind of finish. Again, it's short handle, so they're showing you there. It's kind of a gap between the crow's wrench, or the crowfoot wrench, and a standard wrench. And actually there's a reason for that also. And we'll get back into that in a second. I know, I'm leading on. But look at this. So it's got the 3/8 square inch drive at the end. So you can put this on a torque wrench and use it for torque settings, okay? Which is the same thing that often a crowfoot wrench is used for specifically. So it kind of spans that gap between. It's also useful as a hand tool. It's useful as a semi-crowfoot wrench. It's got a lot of uses. It's very thin profile, but they're using their laser mill manufacturing system. Now, they've trademarked that name. Basically, what they're doing is they take a piece of rolled steel, and they CNC out the shape, the rough shape, okay? And then I say CNC, they're using a laser to CNC it out. And then they come in with an actual CNC mill, I believe, and cut it down to final shape. And they do a heat treating process, and then they clean it up, and on some of the stuff they chrome it like they're showing here. On this, clearly they're doing the black oxide kind of finish. I'm using black oxide. I think they actually go into what the actual finish is. I don't remember if it's oxide exactly. But yeah, there we go. Laser cut, CNC milled, heat treated. And what this allows them to do is to, without using a hot forging technique with, machines that are specifically made for each item that costs tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, allows them to produce basically any kind of shape they want within limits on their systems here. Now, as I understand it, they've partnered with a local producer in the Michigan area, unless that maybe things have changed. But this is going based off of when they came out with the Crowfoot wrenches several years ago. It looks like it's the same technique, the same kind of process. My guess they're partnering with the same people because the quality on those were fantastic. Full disclosure, by the way, this is not a paid thing. I'm not getting any affiliate dollars from this, but Tekton has sent me product in the past for review. Most recently, they sent me some ratchets, their comfort grip ratchets, and I'm going to be reviewing those here shortly. I've been holding on to them for a while. I want to make sure what the feel and everything is of them. Anyway, but I just wanted you all to know about that kind of thing. So one of the negatives to this process is that because it's not going through that pressure, heat and pressure in the same way a standard wrench does, it doesn't get the alignments of the crystal. And let me show you, some of you may think I'm talking weird nonsense here. So metals they're actually like little tiny crystals throughout the metal. And what happens is when you heat them up and then you force to impact them to forge them into shape. And then as they cool, those crystals get smaller, get a finer grain, and they align with each other in a better form. And also, like if it's a curved item, it follows that curve. Whereas this, you're taking, they've been forged into that sheet metal, but then once you cut out the shape, it's not following that shape anymore. You're not getting all the benefits of the forging technique, which means they're not going to be as strong. Now, before you're like, well, screw it, then I don't need them. But the whole point is these are for lower torque. I mean, it's still, fairly thick sheet metal. It's not like we're talking using, soft aluminum or something like that here. We're still using steel. It's just not going to be like, you're not going to put a 10-foot breaker on this bar and go to town on it. This is for specific uses, okay? And as such, what you're ending up with, black oxide finish, good size side markings on it. And what I've seen from the other Tekton stuff is, it's actually, in this picture, it's kind of hard to read. They're usually very, in fact, extremely legible. Anyway, I think what we got here is we got a really interesting product that is made in America through an interesting process, being sold through, again, a unique out-of-the-box kind of methodology. They're like, hey, let's go out and test this stuff, and we're gonna give you $100 towards more product. And let's be honest, you just can't go wrong ordering from Tekton. Everything they sell these days is fantastic. At least everything that's on the website. I do know they have some stuff that's still out in stores that went out through distributors from previous manufacturing and stuff that may not be the super high end kind of stuff, like the stuff you get from directly from them. But they always have. And this is what I really like. It's not just a lifetime warranty. It's an always guaranteed kind of warranty. Basically, if it says their name on it, they're going to back it up. And the great thing about them is it's the kind of thing where you just take a picture, you upload it to the website, tell them what happened, and a couple days later, you get a package with a brand new tool in it. That's what we call service. Service with a smile. Smiles implied. Anyway, let me know what you think about this process, because I kind of geek out on manufacturing, and I geek out on inventive ways of doing really new and exciting kind of things. I think the 3-axis kind of processing stuff, I've said for years that it's going to change the way we do business and allow manufacturing to be brought back to the U.S. Tekton is one of the first tool companies really putting this into use. So if you are somebody who would use something like this, I want to hear your comments down below, what you think, and whether you're going to try and get one of these 100 sets. And if you do, I would love to hear back from you. I know you're going to tell Tekton what they think. I want to hear what you think as well. Anyway, just as a heads up and let you know that all is not lost when it comes to the concept of made in the USA tools. You all take care, God bless, and as always, shine on.